Key factors for choosing a national commercial construction general contractor. In this 5-minute video, I'm going to give you some quick tips for you to consider and then link you to a longer video about this topic for helping you to select the right national general contractor. And so if you want to have some fun with me in the next 5 minutes, because this is kind of fun and we're going to be a little bit snarky here, then you've come to the right place. Let's do this. So let me tell you this. I have a lot of experience individually working with large general contractors and joint venture partners and being around them. And as a consultant, we work, I'll say dozens, it's probably hundreds, but dozens and dozens of large general contractors throughout the world, but mainly the nation in the United States with our consulting company with Elevate and LeanTact. And we have our own construction company as well. There is a perspective that I have that if you're willing to listen to, I think you'll enjoy. There's a number of different types of contractors out there, and I'll tell you which ones annoy me and which ones I prefer, right? But really, selecting a national general contractor really comes down to what is your style, right? Let me give you just some of the ones that I've kind of coined or observed. Number one is the Wild Wild West contractors. These are the contractors that literally don't have a system for, and I don't know how they got this big doing this, but they don't have a system for pre-construction planning. They barely have a project management system. They really don't have systems for working with trade partners. They are not up to speed on the advanced methodologies for commercial construction, and they literally just rely on hiring superintendents and PMs from other contractors and just winging it throughout. Let me give you an example of this. I remember a massive national general contractor that literally was signing up for a deal for a $420 million project. A $420 million project. They hired the super. The super couldn't work a computer, didn't know how to schedule anything, literally had no idea how to run a project in any way, shape, or form. He just sat in the office and tried to answer questions, and really it was more so the trade partner saying something and him repeating it back to them. This is madness to me. It's the Wild Wild West. We probably are hiring these national general contractors because they're the lowest bid. And if that's your style, great. But you can find out if they're this way by talking to the trades that work with them and going to other representative projects to see their performance. Let's go to the next one. The Turn and Burns, they are known for being massive, large contractors that have a large subcontracting pool, lots of buying power, but this is what they do. They literally just get the work. They do their best to send a few people, not enough people to the project site. They're always behind, no pre-con. They're always behind the 8-ball, blaming everybody else, always in reaction mode, paying their trade partners late. And the only way they get by is because of the skill of their trade partners and because they have lots of money and they have a big name. These are the ones that will literally just run everybody ragged. And if that's your style, that's super cool. You can go ahead and hire them. You'll find that out by talking to trade partners that have worked with them, the nicknames trades have for them, and by seeing projects that they're currently working on. Let's talk about the old school consistent. These are the contractors that have their ways of doing things. They're a little bit old school. They're not really techie and like into the new things, but they're consistent in every single project. They do well every single time. I prefer, and they probably do pre-construction planning pretty well. They're a consistent thing. They're a sure thing. I like those contractors the most. I would actually sacrifice some of the progressive, like newfound technology for the consistency. And you know who these are by talking to trades and previous projects, right? I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want old school to be offensive, but I can tell you that I used to work for one of these companies and I really do believe in this style. I would rather have a sure thing than something fancy, something fake, because most of the time when general contractors, even today, tell you they know last planner, TACT, Scrum, IPD, design build, target value design, any of these things, it's just all smoke and mirrors. They don't know it. I'd rather put my bet on the sure thing. Number 4, the planners, which can loop into the last category, but I love this group. The planning group, this is the group that spends time in pre-con, that attempts to prevent, that doesn't like to be in reaction mode. You're going to pay more money for them. You're going to pay more money for the team. You're going to incentivize them to spend time on your project site. They're not going to be lowest bid, but they're always going to deliver the project properly because they plan. The 5th category, I call these the progressives. You already know who I'm talking about with this. These are the ones that don't have a lot of structure. They probably don't do titles. They're into the newfound business methodologies out there on the market. They don't have a lot of structure, no consistency. They probably don't have an ops manual. They don't have a playbook. Every job is different. Now, they're going to look fancy. They're going to spend a lot of money. They're going to have new technology. They're going to have a lot of fancy things, and they're going to have aggressive, really go-getter supervisors on their project sites, but their jobs will always be different. This one will be good. This one will be okay. This one will be bad, good. It's just a crapshoot. It depends on the project team that you have. I personally, as a client, wouldn't want to get into that situation because it's sheer chaos. And again, I would take consistency over that anytime, but just know what you're getting with that. If that's what you're looking for, know that you're sacrificing consistency. And then the final category is the total package. There's very few of these out there, and when there are, it's usually very specific regions or teams. These are the teams that plan well, that are consistent, that know who they are, that are improving consistently, that are progressive, but they know their roots and their builders. You will find that they have field engineers, they train their people, they have advanced training programs, and you won't find one like this without that, by the way. And they are real builders, they have great trade partner relationships, they pay on time, they plan their projects, they are never behind the eight ball, and they staff their projects properly. I can't emphasize that enough. And so as an owner, it would be fun to create your own terms. You can be snarky if you want to, and who are you, right? You can even create a scoring criteria, and if you ever want me to, I will. But find out by asking the trades and looking at and going to a project that they're currently on and see how they do business. You can find more out about a national general contractor by the nicknames the trades give them than by what they tell you in the interview. I'm going to link you to a longer video on this, and I'm going to turn this into a Canva graphic so you can have some fun with it and decide who you want to work with. On we go.